Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see about self-purification of stream, which is comes under the unit of water treatment. So my name is Dinesh Kumar, working as an assistant professor, Department of Chemical Engineering, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. So what is meant by self-purification of natural streams? So initially we needed to go for what is meant by self-purification. So that is the main thing. So self-purification is nothing but cleansing themselves. So that is what a self-purification. So if there is any unwanted, any contaminated particles or in some object, that object itself self-purification, self-purify themselves. So that is what actually a self-purification. It decontaminates itself. Okay, so that is what a self-purification. So what is meant by self-purification of natural streams? So we know that actually effluents are discharged into natural streams. So those effluents discharged in the natural streams are actually have not been treated properly, would not be treated properly. So there will be some norms out there to treat properly. But when it comes to industry, so they would discharge the effluent in a manner so that they can avoid some treatment process. Okay, so what will happen is eventually there will be a contamination takes place in the discharge into the natural stream. So this is where the self-purification of natural stream takes place. So in this process, the oxidation, dissolved oxygen content of natural water is utilized. So due to this, a deficiency of dissolved oxygen is created. Okay, so when effluent is being discharged in the natural stream, the oxidation process takes very much less. So the dissolved oxygen content of the natural water is be utilized. So due to this, deficiency of dissolved oxygen is created. So as the excess organic matter is stabilized, the normal cycle will be re-established. That process is known as self-purification. So that is replenishing oxygen through wind. So that is what an actual self-purification. So in the further slides, we are going to see what are all the different types of self-purifications of natural streams. So the first one is a dilution. So the first, what is the dilution is uh, the amount of pure water. Okay, whenever the wastewater is discharged into the receiving water, so the dilution takes place due to which the concentration of organic matter is reduced and potential nuisance of sewage is also reduced. So the so when there is a maximum dilution takes place, the potential nuisance of sewage will also be reduced. So that is what the total actual total content of the dilution. Okay, so CS and CR or the uh, CS and the CR are the actual concentration of sewage and concentration of reduced oxygen content. So concentration of any impurity such as organic content, PUD, suspended solids having discharges rates of QS and QR respectively. Okay, so when the dilution ratio of C is quite high, the large quantities of DO are always available, which will reduce the chances of putrefaction and the pollutional effects. Okay, so aerobic conditions will always exist because of dilution. So there will be some amount of oxygen will be present throughout the process because there is a dilution takes place. So in simple words, we can say that in 1 liter of pure water, we are going to add a 50 ml of effluent. So there will be some amount of dissolved oxygen will be increased, reduced. But when just imagine for 1 liter of pure water, we are going to add 250 ml of effluent. So what will happen is the more number of effluent is being discharged into the stream, uh, it will take much time to self-purify themselves. So the next one is a dispersion due to currents. So This is when the water is flowing at a very high speed. So during those times also we can release the effluent to the stream during the high current period. So that is preventing locally high concentration of pollutants. High velocity improves aeration, which reduces the concentration of pollutants. High velocity improves aeration, which reduces the time of recovery. So the length of the stream affected by the wastewater is increased. Okay, so that is self-purification. It largely depends upon currents, which will gradually dispose wastewater in the stream. So the third one is a sedimentation process. We just wait for a particular period of time so that the effluents discharged will be settled down as suspended particles or whatever it is to the bottom of the surface. So the suspended surface which will contribute largely to the oxygen demand will be removed by settling, and hence wastewater quality of the downstream will be increased. Due to settled source, anaerobic decomposition maybe takes place. So at the bottom of the stream, there is a chance, there is only the possibility of absence of oxygen. So with anaerobic decomposition process, the way the settled suspended particles can be treated. So the fourth one is an oxidation process. So organic matter present in the wastewater is oxidized by aerobic bacteria utilizing dissolved oxygen of the natural water. So wherever wherever you are seeing the natural water or water, there will be some amount of dissolved oxygen will be there. So this process prevails till complete oxidation of organic matter takes place. So the steam which is capable of absorbing more oxygen rapidly through the reaeration etc. can purify heavily polluted water in a short time. So when there is a chance of high oxidation process takes place, so automatically what will happen is the whole self-purification process will be increased. Okay, so that is what oxidation process. That is how the oxidation process helps in self-purification of natural streams. So the fourth one is a reduction. So reduction is it is due to the hydrolysis of organic matter biologically or chemically. Okay, so anaerobic bacteria will split into the organic matter into liquid and gases, thus paving the way of ultimate stabilization by oxidation. That is what we have actually seen in the oxidation side also. We have discussed it. And when it comes to the temperature, high temperature self-purification takes lesser time. Okay, but when it comes to the lower temperature, at low temperature, the activity of bacteria is low and the rate of decomposition will also be low. So that what we are trying to say is whenever there is a chance of during the cold period, during the colder period, the rate of decomposition will be less compared to the higher temperatures because bacteria will be very active during the higher temperatures than the lower temperature. So through this process, the quantity of DO will be the solid oxygen will be less. And finally, sunlight. So sunlight helps certain microorganisms to absorb carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. So this is self-purification process. So sunlight also acts as a disinfectant and stimulates the growth of algae, which produce oxygen during daylight but utilize oxygen at night. Okay. So hence, however, there is an algal growth. The water may be supersaturated with DO during late daylight occurs through anaerobic conditions exist in night. So hope everyone would understand that what is meant by self-purification and what are all the self-purification process takes place in the natural stream. So that is sunlight, temperature reduction, dissolved oxygen contents, oxidation process, sedimentation process. Each and everything we have totally seen. Yes, that is a temperature also that. So what we have seen is a self-purification process. These are all some parameters that influences the self-purification stream, self-purification of natural stream when there is an effluent is being discharged into the natural stream. So hope everyone understand this. So thank you.